That's Chris Cohen live in session with Sun Ever. 2 more tunes to come, some tour dates to look out for as well. Chris, would you mind introducing the rest of the assembled band here tonight, please?
Oh, yeah. We got on keyboards Brendan Glasson, keyboards and vocals. On drums is Daniel Pierce.
Hey, Daniel. Hello. Yep.
Hi. And
sorry, Brendan. Hello as well. Yeah.
And on bass, we got Maya with 2 Y's.
They might hate, and you're all very welcome here. And I know you've been doing some shows in the US, but you arrive here ahead of quite an extensive tour of the UK and then mainland Europe. So how are you feeling ahead of that? How's it looking? Are you okay? Ready to go?
We're good. We're ready to go.
Yeah. Did you, the experience of life on the road in the US recently, has it led to any hard and fast rules when it comes to behaviour on the tour bus or music you can play?
Bus.
Or the touring vehicle, sorry. Your touring vehicle.
Behaviour. Well, we've learned about coffee in the morning. Maya's got to have her good cup of coffee in the morning. That's how we start a day.
Okay.
Are you fearful if that doesn't happen?
Yes.
Right.
Extremely.
Okay.
So how do you ensure that it's going to be a good coffee? I mean, do you phone ahead?
Google Maps. I don't know. Maya's she's got a whole thing on her phone. We just trust. She's the compass.
Very good. So you'll be okay in Manchester tomorrow.
Research.
That's
I hope
good.
so.
You can envisage the scene actually whereby you tentatively hand over a cup of coffee and all 3 of you just sit there looking at each other thinking,
will this do?
Which way is this going to go?
Also ginger shots.
Okay. What, homemade or do you buy them off the peg?
Yeah, checking those out all around.
Okay,
too.
yeah. Ginger shots and coffee. Good. That's a good way to start the day, isn't it? Yeah. Should bear it in mind, especially the coffee. Now, the new album is Paint the Room, the 4th solo LP. Is that correct?
Yes.
But less of a solitary experience when it came to making this record.
Yeah, it was recorded with a band, not these folks here, but the band that I was playing with in LA. And some other people too. Josh Johnson wrote a lot of the arrangements. Jeff Parker wrote an arrangement. Whole crew, like maybe 12 people or something.
And did you like that approach to making a record? I know you've collaborated with many other musicians as well, but this time around.
Yeah, I did. I really liked it. I was tired of being alone in the studio. That was what I wanted to do. I might do something different next time, but...
Did you move home during the course of making this record as well? Did that happen? Or were you?
Did I move
from one coast to another? Were you in Vermont and then back on the West Coast?
No, I'm from Los Angeles, and I was in Los Angeles when I made it.
Okay,
but yeah.
You mentioned Jeff Parker because you're going to play a song. I know that a part of taking these songs on the road is that they take their own shape as well. And they probably have changed a bit in the way you've played them since you've started touring this record.
Yeah.
With a song like Damage, it's a great example, firstly, of that combination of a beautiful melody and a very engaging melody and harmony, but also quite a hard-hitting lyric. And I like the way that works for you. Your songwriting. Yeah,
thank you. Yeah, I wanted to popularize the idea of that we don't need police and prisons, and I thought, what better way to do that than a nice melody.
And tell us about what Jeff Parker. Is it Jeff Parker who provided the arrangement on that?
Jeff wrote that arrangement. Yeah.
Yeah. What did you ask him to do? What did he end up doing? How did that work?
I kind of just gave him free rein. I mean, he asked me for some kind of references. And I don't even remember what I sent him, but I mean, I just kind of let him do his thing. He's a great arranger, so
yeah,
came out perfect.
And did you say you end up playing fewer instruments on this record? Do you crop up on drums from time to time as well?
Yeah, well, the other 3 I played almost everything.
Yeah, exactly.
And this one I played a little bit of drums. All the guitars are me, but yeah, a lot of other people playing. So it was kind of like I was being my own producer in a way, which is what I do. For work, I produce other people's music. So I was kind of trying to just do that for myself, which was really fun.
I read that you picked up playing drums aged 3.
True.
Okay. And also, not long thereafter, you started to use a 4-track cassette to record yourself and bounce things down and stuff.
Yeah. Well, I started with boomboxes. You recording on one, play it back,
right?
And then I graduated to a 4-track. I think when I was 13. Tascam Porta 1, and that's how I learned to play music. I didn't have a lot of people to play with, sadly. So,
Billy No Mates, it's called over here.
What's that?
Billy No Mates.
Yes.
So
I was Billy No Mates.
But you come from a musical family, or a family involved in various aspects of show business, and so your dad. I know. Did you consider that you ever rebelled against your dad particularly?
Oh, always. Everything I've done.
Now, this is intriguing because many musicians rebel against their parents, whichever way round, because they're part of the establishment. But your dad was the manager of the Fillmore East, or West rather, and also the Wilton Theatre, and was an A&R man at A&M Records. So you were rebelling against the industry that you were going to go into.
Right, the establishment. Yeah, I mean, that is the establishment, yeah.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
Is your dad listening now?
I don't know. I wasn't trying to go into this industry, honestly. This is just what I did for fun. Always thought I would do something else.
Right, okay. And I just want to say, I mean, you've mentioned producing other people's records as well. I remember hearing for the first time the Wise Blood album, Front Row Seat to Earth, and that absolutely floored me.
Oh, cool, yeah.
And you not only played on that, but you co-produced it with Natalie as well, didn't you?
Yeah, Natalie's amazing. Great record. I mean, it was her vision, but it was really fun to work with her and play drums on it, and helped get me some more work in that line too. So.
I'm not at all surprised. I mean, it's a masterpiece, and the work that you did on it was just tremendous.
Oh, right on. Thank you so much, Marc.
Yeah, I'm just finally from me, if that's okay.
Everything's fine, Marc. It's your program.
And Berkeley. You're living in Berkeley now, is that right?
Close to Berkeley. I live in Richmond, city of Richmond. It's like 15 minutes north of Berkeley.
Okay,
yeah,
and
East
so
Bay.
The San Francisco area. Have you noticed any kind of change, any shift in San Francisco? Because I know a lot of bands, some of our friends as well. Ty Siegel, for instance, OCs have moved out of San Francisco. They're finding it kind of they've been edged out of it really, and many of them have gone to LA where you were. You mentioned
I mean, everybody's getting edged out of everywhere. I think everything's changed, but the Bay Area is different for sure, but some things are the same. These two here are originally from the Bay, Daniel and Maya, so I lived there 20 years ago when I was in Deerhoof, and it was some things there was a lot more people moving there to do music, whereas now it's rare. When I moved there, I moved back a year and a half ago from LA, and it was like everybody was like, "Oh, you're moving to the Bay," and it was so, I didn't hear about as many people doing that, but the Bay is back, according to Daniel. Daniel says he's a big Bay booster.
According to me, though.
So I don't want to talk any shit on the Bay.
It never left.
Yeah, okay. Just a comparison to draw with Portland, which obviously a lot of bands moved to Portland and now they're getting edged out. But anyway, it's just interesting because you're still in the area.
Yeah.
All right, we're ready for another couple of numbers, please, if you wouldn't mind playing another couple of tunes. Are you okay for that? Yeah?
Yeah, so we're going to do Damage right now.
Here we go.